Chosen one, God said, "Holy surprises are coming. Get ready." There is a movement happening around your life that you may not fully understand yet, but your spirit can already feel it. Something is shifting in the atmosphere. Something is aligning behind the scenes. Something you prayed for, cried for, hoped for, and sometimes doubted would ever come, is now making its way toward you with divine precision. You may not see the full picture yet, but the spiritual realm has already positioned the pieces. This is not a season of randomness. This is a season of divine orchestration. You have stepped into a chapter where what used to feel delayed will suddenly feel accelerated, and what used to feel impossible will begin unfolding with ease. The holy surprises coming toward you are not just blessings, they are divine interventions designed specifically for your path. Chosen one, before we dive deeper into this message, stay with me until the end, because there is revelation here that your spirit needs, and write your warmest wishes and 144 in the comments. This is a chapter where wishes gain momentum, intentions gather power, and your alignment sends signals into the universe. Now, let us continue, because what you're stepping into is far bigger than your current understanding. Now, chosen one, press the hype button like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's start. Chosen one of the first signs that holy surprises are approaching is the shift in your inner atmosphere. You may notice that your emotions feel different. Your thoughts feel different. Your energy feels different. You find yourself drifting away from old patterns that once held you down. You no longer relate to versions of yourself that operated from fear or survival. You feel the urge to protect your peace more fiercely than ever. You feel drawn to quiet moments, deep reflection, and inner clarity. This isn't accidental, it's preparation. The divine always stabilizes the heart before sending blessings that require emotional maturity. You may also sense that something in your life is closing, not in a painful way, but in a necessary and natural way. Some cycles are coming to their gentle end. Certain connections are fading. Old habits are losing their grip. Environments that once felt comfortable now feel restrictive. This closing is part of the preparation for the holy surprises that are approaching. Just like a room must be cleared before new items can enter, your life is being rearranged to hold what is coming. And what is coming is not small. It requires space, attention, energy, and a purified spirit. Chosen one, you may feel an internal pull away from confusion. Anything unclear, unstable, or inconsistent suddenly feels heavy. You crave authenticity. You yearn for honesty. You want real connections, real conversations, real alignment. This craving is a sign that divine clarity is resting upon you. Holy surprises cannot enter a life clouded by illusion. The divine is removing the fog from around your mind, so that when these surprises arrive, you recognize them instantly instead of doubting them. Another sign that God is preparing something holy for you is the feeling of supernatural rest. Even if life is not perfect, even if challenges still exist, there is a quiet peace rising within you. A peace that does not match your circumstances. A peace that makes no logical sense. A peace that feels like it came from somewhere beyond you. This peace is a spiritual signature, a sign that a blessing has already been released in your direction. Peace precedes manifestation. Peace announces alignment long before the blessing becomes visible. Chosen one, you may also feel an urge to get your life in order, to clean your space, to organize, to reflect, to let go of the unnecessary, to release what you've outgrown. This inner cleansing is part of the preparation for holy surprises. Blessings enter clean environments, internal and external. When God prepares you for something sacred, He guides you to release anything that lowers your frequency or takes up spiritual space. There may also be moments where you feel unusually sentimental. You look back on your journey with a deeper awareness. You reflect on how far you've come, how much you've grown, how many times you rose after falling. These reflections are not random. They're reminders. They're quiet confirmations from the divine that your preparation was not in vain. Every hardship, every pain, every disappointment is about to be answered by something unexpected and holy. Chosen one of the strongest signs that holy surprises are near is your rising ability to surrender. You are no longer holding tight to what you cannot control. You are no longer trying to force outcomes. You are no longer operating from desperation. Instead, you feel a calm trust, replacing panic. You are beginning to understand that what is meant for you will arrive without struggle, and what is not meant for you will fall away effortlessly. This is spiritual maturity, and holy surprises arrive where trust has matured. Another sign that something is coming is the sudden appearance of synchronicities, numbers repeating, dreams that feel meaningful, messages that align with your thoughts, random signs that feel strangely connected to your situation. These synchronicities are communication. They are the divine saying, "Stay aware, something is unfolding." The closer a blessing is, the louder the signs become. Chosen one, holy surprises often begin with uncomfortable changes. You might be pulled away from old things abruptly. People may distance themselves. Situations may shift. Plans may collapse. But these disruptions are protection. They are redirections. They are divine rearrangements clearing your path. If something leaves your life suddenly, trust that it is making room for something better than you imagined. Holy surprises cannot coexist with things that drain you. You may also notice that you're losing interest in worrying. The things that used to keep you up at night no longer feel as overwhelming. You feel a strange confidence that everything will work out. This confidence is spiritual. It is the divine lifting the burden off your shoulders because you're stepping into a chapter where blessings will meet you instead of you chasing them. Another sign is that you feel spiritually on edge, but not in fear, in anticipation. Something inside you knows something is coming. You feel it in your chest. You feel it in your spirit. You feel it in moments of silence. Your soul recognizes what your mind can't yet see. Holy surprises often approach quietly at first, but your spirit always senses them before they arrive. Chosen one, divine surprises require divine timing. And when that timing is near, you may find yourself suddenly more patient. Not because everything is perfect, but because your spirit feels alignment. You can feel the shift. You can feel the opening. You can feel the atmosphere changing around your life. Patience becomes easier when your spirit knows something is already on its way. Another sign that God is preparing something sacred for you is the shift in how you view yourself. You are beginning to recognize your worth. You are beginning to set boundaries. You are beginning to walk with more dignity. Holy surprises enter lives where self-worth has risen to match divine intention. Your spirit is elevating because your blessings require a higher version of you. Chosen one, holy surprises come to those who survived seasons that tried to break them. They come to those who held faith when they had nothing else. They come to those who kept going when everything around them said, "Quit." They come to those who grew even in the darkness. Your resilience has created a spiritual doorway. Your endurance has activated divine timing. Your growth has opened portals that once felt locked. You are stepping into a chapter where unexpected blessings flow freely, where doors open without effort, where opportunities appear that you did not even seek, where relationships, resources, ideas, and support arrive at the perfect moment. These are not ordinary surprises, they are holy surprises. They are sent with intention, precision, and divine timing. Chosen one, the divine is moving in your life quietly, intentionally, lovingly. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your blessing is already on its way. Your spirit knows what your eyes haven't seen yet. Your alignment is calling something holy toward you. This is your season. This is your shift. This is your divine moment. Chosen one, as you move deeper into this sacred season, you will begin to notice that the atmosphere around your life feels different. It's as if something invisible is preparing the way for you, as if the path ahead is being straightened without you lifting a finger. You might wake up with a sense of expectation that you cannot explain. You might feel a level of inner readiness that surprises you. This is not just intuition, this is spiritual alignment. Your inner world is syncing with divine timing, and that synchronization is one of the clearest signs that holy surprises are already in motion. You may also begin feeling gentler toward yourself. For years you carried perfectionism, pressure, self-criticism, and unrealistic expectations on your shoulders. But now, a softer voice is rising within you. A voice that says, "You've done enough." A voice that honors your progress. A voice that acknowledges your strength. This gentleness is not weakness, it is divine compassion. It is the universe meeting you with grace, because something good is on its way to you. Holy surprises often arrive in atmospheres where self-blame has been replaced with self-acceptance. Chosen one, you may also feel a sudden shift in the way you respond to negativity. Things that once triggered you and no longer hold power. Conversations that once drained you now feel easier to detach from. People who used to shake your spirit now feel distant, irrelevant, or transparent. This emotional shift is not coincidence. It is spiritual refinement. The divine cannot bring holy surprises into a heart still tied to old wounds. So the healing you've been feeling lately, the emotional clarity you've been gaining, and the strength you've been embodying are all signs that your spirit has been prepared for something sacred. Another sign that holy surprises are approaching is the sudden exposure of truths you were not able to see before. You may begin noticing people's intentions with clarity. You may see who genuinely supports you and who subtly resists your growth. You may recognize situations that were holding you back. This clarity is divine protection. Holy surprises often require clearing away illusion so you can enter your next chapter with discernment. Chosen one, divine surprises are often preceded by a period of stillness. Not stagnation, stillness. You may feel like you're in a quiet space emotionally or spiritually. You may not have the same urge to rush, hustle, or force things. You may feel pulled inward, into your own spirit, into reflection, into inner peace. This stillness is preparation. The divine often quiets your life before releasing blessings that require your full attention and presence. What looks like nothing happening is actually everything being arranged perfectly. You may also experience moments where you feel disconnected from the noise of the world. Conversations feel too surface level. Drama feels meaningless. Overthinking feels tiring. Your soul is shifting into a higher vibration, and anything not aligned with that frequency falls away naturally. This detachment is not isolation, it's elevation. Holy surprises cannot be delivered into chaotic environments. The divine is separating you from distractions so you can recognize sacred opportunities when they appear. Chosen one of the most powerful signs that holy surprises are coming, is the way the things that once seemed impossible now feel reachable. Dreams that once felt too big now feel closer. Ideas that once scared you now feel exciting. Goals you once doubted now feel attainable. This shift in perspective is spiritual evidence that your mindset has ascended to match your destiny. The divine elevates your vision before elevating your reality. Another sign is the increasing number of moments where you experience unexpected reassurance. Someone says something that aligns with your thoughts. A message confirms what you were feeling. A song, a dream, a sentence, a moment suddenly brings clarity. This reassurance is not random. It is spiritual confirmation that you are on the right path and that the holy surprises approaching your life are coordinated with precision. Chosen one, you may also feel a sudden desire to release control. You are no longer trying to force outcomes the way you once did. You no longer panic when things don't go according to plan. You no longer replay every scenario in your mind. This surrender is a sign that you're stepping into divine trust. And trust is the soil where holy surprises are planted. When you release control, you make room for the divine to operate. You may even find yourself reflecting on the past with a new kind of clarity. Not with pain, but with gratitude. You can see how every disappointment led you to wisdom, how every setback shaped your character, how every closed door redirected your spirit. This reflection is part of spiritual maturity. Holy surprises often come after a period of understanding your past through the lens of growth rather than the lens of suffering. Chosen one, another sign that divine surprises are coming is the sudden urge to prepare for the future even before anything has changed. You may feel motivated to organize, plan, clean, or set things in order. You may feel like getting your life ready, even if you don't know exactly why. Your spirit knows something your mind hasn't caught up with yet. Preparation is the language of divine timing. You may also notice your creativity returning, ideas flowing, inspiration rising, a spark that had been dormant now awakening. This creative energy is a sign that new chapters are forming. Creativity is often the first expression of breakthrough energy. When your spirit begins generating new ideas, it's because new opportunities are drawing near. Chosen one, holy surprises often come through unexpected channels. People you didn't expect to help you. Situations that shift suddenly in your favor. Doors that open without effort. Conversations that lead to blessings. Timing that feels uncanny. These things do not happen randomly. They happen divinely. You are stepping into a season where the impossible bends to make room for you. You may also feel as though you're being pulled into alignment with your higher self. You're thinking more deeply. You're acting more intentionally. You're speaking more clearly. You're choosing yourself. You're honoring your boundaries. You're listening to your spirit. This alignment is evidence that your soul is preparing for expansion. Chosen one, when holy surprises are near, you will notice that life becomes strangely meaningful. Every moment feels connected. Every shift feels intentional. Every emotion feels purposeful. You are no longer living aimlessly. You are walking through a chapter that has been divinely timed. You are stepping into a season where the divine will surprise you in ways that rewrite your understanding of what is possible, where blessings will arrive disguised as ordinary moments, where timing will reveal itself as perfect, where your spirit will whisper, "This is what I've been sensing." Holy surprises are not random events. They are divine answers. Chosen one, as you continue moving through this sacred timeline, you may notice that your relationship with waiting is changing. There was a time when waiting felt like punishment, a time when delay felt like rejection, a time when silence felt like abandonment. But now, something inside you has transformed. Waiting no longer feels like emptiness, it feels like preparation. Delay no longer feels like denial, it feels like alignment. Silence no longer feels like loneliness, it feels like divine strategy, unfolding quietly. This shift in how you perceive waiting is one of the strongest signs that holy surprises are already on their way to you. You are beginning to understand that not every blessing announces itself loudly. Some blessings approach softly, quietly, gently, like dawn rising before you recognize that morning has arrived. Holy surprises often begin with subtle shifts that your spirit feels before your circumstances show them. And you, chosen one, have stepped into a season where your spirit is far ahead of your reality. You feel what is coming, even when you cannot see it. That feeling is not imagination, it is spiritual sensitivity. One of the clearest indicators that divine surprises are near is the sudden sense of closure in areas that were once chaotic. Confusion that plagued you for months suddenly dissolves. Questions that haunted you suddenly don't matter anymore. Attachments that drained you lose their power. You may even wake up one day realizing you are no longer emotionally tied to the things you begged God to change. That sudden emotional release is not random. It is a sign that your spirit has graduated to a new level. Chosen one, holy surprises often follow spiritual graduation. When you have learned the lesson, the blessing arrives. When you have passed the test, the reward is released. When your spirit rises, your circumstances follow. You have been shifting internally for months, maybe even years, and now your reality is catching up with your growth. You are not being blessed because you are lucky. You are being blessed because you are aligned. Another sign that holy surprises are near is the increase in unexpected strength within you. You are handling things differently. You are responding more calmly. You are thinking more clearly. You are setting boundaries without guilt. You are recognizing what drains you, what feeds you, and what was never meant to stay. This emotional clarity is not just personal development, it is divine refinement. Holy surprises require a stable spirit, and you are becoming emotionally grounded in ways you never thought possible. Chosen one, you may also notice that your desires are shifting. The things you once wanted no longer appeal to you. The dreams you once chased no longer feel aligned. The people you once tried to impress no longer matter. This is because your destiny is pulling you toward something higher. And when destiny calls, old desires crumble. Holy surprises rarely align with old versions of you. They are designed for your evolved self, your awakened self, your expanded self. Another sign is the gentle but persistent feeling that your environment is too small for you. Not because you're ungrateful, not because you're impatient, but because your spirit has outgrown your surroundings. You may feel trapped, restricted, or limited, not physically, but spiritually. This is not a negative sign. This is a divine sign. Holy surprises often begin when your current environment can no longer contain your next level. Chosen one, there is a spiritual principle that applies to your life right now. When the container becomes too small, the blessing begins to overflow, and you are standing in that overflow moment. You are standing at the threshold where the divine begins to expand your territory, your opportunities, your connections, and your favor. The holy surprises coming toward you are not meant to fit your old life. They are meant to elevate you into a new one. You may also notice that you feel more connected to your intuition than ever before. Ideas drop into your mind effortlessly. You sense things before they happen. You feel a pull towards certain decisions even if you cannot explain why. This increase in intuition is spiritual guidance. Holy surprises often arrive through instruction, through nudges, impressions, subtle whispers that lead you toward the right door at the right time. Chosen one, trust those nudges. Trust that inner pull. Trust the discomfort. Trust the excitement. Your intuition is not random. It is the divine speaking through your spirit, preparing you for a blessing that will require your cooperation. Holy surprises cannot be forced, but they can be followed. And your intuition is the compass that leads you toward them. Another sign is the sudden return of energy after a long season of fatigue. You may feel more motivated, more inspired, more alive. You may feel your passion reigniting, your creativity resurfacing, your hope strengthening. This renewal is proof that something holy is approaching. The divine does not send blessings to exhausted spirits. Instead, the spirit is restored first, then the blessing arrives. If you are feeling renewed in any way, take it as confirmation that you are entering a divine season. Chosen one, you may also notice an increase in gratitude, a deeper appreciation for things you once overlooked, a gentler connection to your own journey, a softer heart in moments where you used to feel hardened. Gratitude is spiritual alignment. When gratitude rises, blessings rise with it. You are magnetizing holy surprises with every grateful breath you take. Another sign that divine surprises are near is the sudden feeling of being protected, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. Even if challenges still exist around you, you may feel that they can no longer break you. You feel shielded. You feel supported. You feel carried. This inner protection is not psychological, it is divine. You are being guarded because what is coming for you is sacred. Chosen one, holy surprises often follow seasons of spiritual protection. When God shields you from harm, delays certain connections, blocks certain situations, or removes certain people, He is preparing the environment for something pure to enter your life. Removals, restrictions, and redirections are not punishments. They are preparations. You may also notice that your spirit is more sensitive to what is right for you and what is not. Situations that drain you feel unbearable. People with heavy or deceptive energy feel repulsive. Conversations lacking depth feel empty. This heightened sensitivity is not emotional fragility. It is spiritual discernment. Holy surprises cannot be delivered to someone surrounded by distractions, so the divine is sharpening your ability to see the truth. Chosen one, you are being separated from low vibrations because high blessings are approaching. You are being pulled away from noise because divine whispers are coming. You are being removed from chaos because holy opportunities require peace. Everything you are feeling right now is perfectly aligned with the sacredness of what is on its way. You are not walking into this chapter by accident. You are not preparing yourself. You are being prepared. You are not chasing blessings. Blessings are being guided to you. This is your shift. This is your sign This is your spiritual confirmation. Chosen one, as you move deeper into this sacred transition, one of the most profound signs that holy surprises are approaching is the way you are beginning to detach from things you once thought you needed. The attachments that once felt unbreakable now feel less heavy. The situations you once clung to now feel misaligned. The relationships you once tolerated now feel energetically incompatible. This detachment is not you becoming cold. It is you becoming aligned. When holy surprises are coming, the divine loosens your grip on anything that cannot journey into your next chapter with you. You might even feel confused about why certain things no longer satisfy you. Activities you once enjoyed feel dull. Conversations you once entertained now feel repetitive. Environments that once felt comfortable now feel too small for your spirit. This is because your soul is expanding, and anything that does not expand with you naturally fades. This fading is divine protection. Holy surprises are spiritual treasures, and they require emotional and energetic space. Chosen one of the clearest signs of incoming divine surprises is found in your restlessness. It is not anxiety. It is not fear. It is not impatience. It is a spiritual stirring. You may feel like you're in a place you've already outgrown, like your spirit is pacing inside a cage your mind has not yet opened. This restlessness is a spiritual announcement. Your old chapter has expired, and your new chapter is waiting for you to step into it. Holy surprises often arrive when your spirit refuses to settle for anything less than what you've grown into. Another sign is the sudden elevation in your standards. You are no longer accepting half-hearted effort from others. You are no longer accepting excuses from yourself. You are no longer tolerating disrespect, emotional imbalance, or inconsistent behavior. You are elevating, and holy surprises enter the lives of those who elevate their expectations. When you raise your standards, the divine raises your blessings. Chosen one, you may also notice that you are becoming more sensitive to authenticity. You can tell instantly when someone's intentions are pure or when their energy is off. You sense when something aligns with your spirit and when something is draining you. You feel the difference between what nourishes you and what slowly destroys your peace. This heightened intuition is not random. It's the divine sharpening your discernment so you can recognize the holy opportunities coming your way. Holy surprises do not blend in with the ordinary. That is why you are being prepared to distinguish between distractions and destiny, between illusions and truth, between temporary comfort and long-term blessing. Your spirit is being trained to recognize what your future requires. Chosen one of the deepest signs that God is preparing something sacred for you is the way obstacles begin losing their power over your emotions. Situations that once triggered deep frustration now barely affect you. Problems that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. Challenges you once feared now feel solvable. This emotional evolution is not random. It's divine strengthening. Holy surprises require a steady heart, and the divine is fortifying yours. You may also feel a strong shift in your priorities. You care less about external validation and more about internal peace. You care less about fitting in and more about standing in your truth. You care less about what you can prove and more about what you can become. This shift is spiritual maturity. Holy surprises approach those who no longer seek their worth outside themselves. Chosen one, divine surprises often arrive when you begin honoring yourself without apology, when you stop shrinking, when you stop tolerating what drains you, when you stop betraying your own needs, when you choose yourself not from selfishness, but from self-respect. Your entire energy changes when you finally realize you are worthy of good things. And that shift in energy is what activates divine timing. Another powerful sign is the clarity you're gaining about your purpose. You may not see the full picture yet, but you feel closer to it. And as that closeness deepens, chosen one, you begin to understand that purpose is not discovered. It is remembered.